I thought, wait, I hear myself twice.
He's back.
He's back. And back.
It's that boomerang effect.
All right. Those of you who just joined us, the Positive Cowboy, Jim Sheldon in studio. How are you, my friend?
Fine. How folks? How you doing, sir?
Hey, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you again. Yes, sir.
How was your Christmas?
I haven't seen you since last year.
I know.
A long time. Where you been?
I haven't seen you in like a year.
I know. Listen.
How was your Christmas and New Year's?
That was wonderful. Got to spend time with my daughter. My grandson turned 15. You know, and it's an amazing age. He's now as tall as I am. You know,
I saw that picture.
Yeah.
He's growing fast.
I'm shrinking, so I guess it's working that way.
Yeah, kind of. I'll meet you all the way up.
Yeah.
Now we're shrinking.
But God has blessed to be able to buy them the house, get them out of 6-8 housing, and it's done well for him in school, and the whole family is in good peace. And now I can go and just visit, and I have to go places, all the time. It's when you go visit family, I like to visit my family. I don't mind going places, but just sit and talk and laugh, watch the ball games, things like that, and just have fun,
Yeah.
And we can do that now, and it's just amazing, and it's just God affirming that no matter how much we try to mess up our life, God still blesses us and all. In spite of my life, my daughter's life, I have a wonderful daughter. She's saved. Her mom's saved. My grandson's in a Christian school there, almost AB around all the time, 8th grade now, tall, strong. We went to the War Tour Museum. I was surprised. He was taking pictures and reading stuff. Usually that kind of age people don't have that kind of a, time frame. They can't, hold on attention like that. But
That's
really
true.
Enjoy it.
But
it was such a detailed thing that anybody's caught up with it. But it was just a wonderful time, and I just like going back to New Orleans. It still has a charm for me. A lot of it's not there, but it's my home. It's where I met Jesus, and so, hey, it's a good part of my life.
Good deal. Well, I'm glad you had a great time, but I'm glad you're back because we got so much to do here in 2024.
This year's kicking off great already. Fantastic, yes, sir.
A lot of great things. So those of you who just joined us, hi there. Hi to Ann tuning in from Facebook, and blessings to you, my friend. We're glad you're here. This hour, we're going to be talking about the project Gloves. You just released a song, the title cut to this song, Gloves. Great stuff.
Yes, sir. That's one I co-wrote with a guy, Mark Fain, and a guy who teaches songwriting at Belmont, Tom Jutes. And it's a story, something that God has showed to me about myself. Sometimes we think we're lacking what we need, and we realize that God doesn't need anything. He has it all. And that we don't, I've heard the term, we work for God, or I do the work for God, but actually I learned that actually it's God's work to start with. And if we allow ourselves to be filled, then He does that work through us like gloves. These gloves can't do a thing laying there, but until I put my hand in the glove, then that glove's going to do work. Why? Because I'm doing it. It's my work. I'm doing it. That glove didn't do anything to think about it.
Yeah.
So if we're the same way, with God, He'll fill us. We'll be His glove. It's His work. It'll get accomplished, and we'll be amazed what He allows us, what's to be done in our lives. And that's what the gloves, and really my whole life of this ministry and this album is really about how God, it's God who comes in and does His work through us if we allow Him.
Man, that's a great analogy. I never thought of it like that, but it really is.
It takes the guesswork and the struggle on ourselves out and puts God into it.
That it does.
Where He belongs.
Well, I'll tell you what, this hour we're going to talk about the Project Loves. You can get this at Jim Sheldon's website, jimsheldonmusic.com. And we'll talk more about this. There's quite a few hits on here, 15 total. But we're going to play, about 5 or 6. We're going to give you a special treat this hour. So stay tuned as we do that. And let's kick it off with the title cut from the project, Gloves. Here's Jim Sheldon with Gloves on the Heavens Country Radio Network, now on iHeartRadio.
fences, put a roof upon the barn, keep all in good order here on this family farm. Unless God is in me, nothing I can do. He shows me direction, but I must follow through. The tool don't do a thing to troll and turn to dirt. The spirit fills the loves, the hands must do the work. And so I give it freely and lay it at his feet. This land belongs to me, but it ain't mine to keep. I get up every morning, got my work cut out by letting it all go. I figured one thing out. The tool don't do a thing to troll and turn to dirt. The spirit fills the loves, the hands must do the work.
Heaven's Country, take it from the top. That is Jim Sheldon, the title cut to the project Gloves on the CD. We've got a few more that we're going to be playing this hour. We'll talk about this. This album's got 15 songs on here, but you broke this up a little bit, didn't you? You broke this up into 3 parts when you did this
Yeah,
CD.
I guess in the whole album is my personal experience, my growth, of finally where I arrived by God's, hands, and just wanted to share with people. A lot of times we don't get to hear results. We hear about problems. We don't see a growth. We don't see application. It's one thing to talk about where when people see God working in somebody's life, like obviously they talked about Paul. Paul he wasn't a great figure guy. He wasn't a great guy. So when God worked through him, people pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Because they saw a difference in this man, and he knew it wasn't just him. And that's what our lives should be. And sometimes we get in the way of that. And the idea of gloves, I guess, is that we don't do the work. It's not our work. Yes, we're called by God to all go out, but that call is for us to come and do and be a part and let him work through us, right?
Yeah.
He said, by the Father, Son, and Ghost, that's how we work the things. So it's still not us. It's not our work. It's our calling to help get the word. He doesn't need us. He could do it all on his own, but he chooses to do it through us to reach others. So like this glove, I got this at Tractor Supply, the whole wall of them. There are a bunch of them still sitting there. No one work getting done, and then when the glove's sitting there, there's no work getting done at home, but when I pick it up, and God sometimes has a struggle with us until we allow him to just, okay, God, take over, and because there were years I was with a different quartet struggling, get disappointed.
Yeah.
When I finally said, okay, I'm done, the voice said, are you done, really? Yeah. I said, good. Now I can start working with you. What did he do? What did he do to Moses? He got him to go send out in the desert after he killed that Egyptian, right?
Had to
so
wait.
he can get one-on with him and build him down to build him up to what he wanted. I had that same experience myself where I had nothing, and that's the perfect candidate for God's work because then it has to be Him all the way to get you where you want.
So true. So true. You
And
brought
so-
up a good point earlier. You know, sometimes we get in the way. In my case, most of the time, I get in the way.
And that's what this album is all about. And hope you'll people go to YouTube and Facebook. The Gloves video is now up. You can go see it. Or you'll have it on What Happens Country. You'll see it on absolutelygospel.com
Mhm.
as well. And you'll be able to go on there and listen to it. And I really
Yeah.
want to, I always pray. I don't care if it becomes a #1 video. I want to know how it's affecting people's lives. You know, if if it's affecting you, please share that with me. It helps me to know it helps me that I'm allowing God to work through me. That it's not about me, and that way, because that's what we're supposed to be about. It's amazing. I've seen my life change. People change through me.
Uh-huh.
You know, but it's when God's working with me. I'm not ahead of Him, not behind Him. I'm not sitting back waiting. You know, I'm just doing, and God's leading. You know,
Yeah.
and so that's what the whole album is about. Many songs I've written are things that have happened in my life throughout that God has actually worked through. You started out with the song "God Flies."
Gonna play that here in a bit, and that one we're
But
gonna
all
play.
these songs are about aspects of God working in my life since I got back with Him, since I've been putting Him first in everything I do and let Him lead and not worry about what I'm not able to do.
Yeah.
Even my best is not good enough without Him, right?
So true.
And
so true.
And so many songs I've written, but I have other writers that I've done songs with who fit that same mold. You know, there's a writer, Mark Lanier, who people might remember from Perfect Heart. He was the baritone singer.
Oh,
who
I
wrote
remember
a lot
Mark.
of their big hits. A lot of their big he wrote, and I got to know him through Charles Novell School that I'm staffed with. And a couple of summers ago, he was there, and this song he had just put on. Asked him if I could record it. He said, sure. And it kind of speaks to that same idea that it's not what I can do or what I can't do. It's what God does through me. And I think the only thing that can hinder that is us. God's word's going to get done no matter what, right?
Yes.
But
Very true.
what He wants accomplished will happen when we just let go and say, okay, God, like, you know, Jesus, take the wheel kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, the video's on heavenscountry.com. Also, you can see the Project Gloves on the Heavens Country Artist page. You can click on that Gloves picture. It'll take you straight to his website, and you'll be able to get this CD, 15 songs. You mentioned It's Not What I Can Do. So
Yes,
it's the
sir.
title and one of the
Yes.
songs that you have.
Yes, sir. This is a song I'll do right here. But again, it speaks to, I mean, all you folks who feel like I can't sing, I can't do anything, but it's not about me. I can sing, but I haven't accomplished the ability that I have now on my own. I had to give it to God. I realize it's His gift. I have to use it for Him, you know, and it's all Him.
Yeah.
When He gets the glory, I don't have to worry, you know. And then when things come, I know it's Satan trying to get me off because he's threatened by what God's doing. And Pastor told me then you turn around and say, thank you for Satan, but let me know I'm right where God wants me because you're threatened.
Yeah.
Because before, when I wasn't in God's will, He wasn't worried about me at all. He wouldn't attack me. I was already where He wanted me to be. You know, that's scary. That's scary. I would have gone to heaven, but still, that was a messy time. But here's a song that said, Mark Lanier, it calls Not What I Can Do, you know, but God does through me. And let this be a song that would encourage you. I'm nothing special, a shell of a man When it comes to time, I do the best I can. God, He's not looking for great ability. He wants someone willing. It's all He can be. It's not what I can do, it's what He can do through me. Jesus is my answer for every victory. When I close my eyes in prayer, it's much easier to see. No, it's not what I can do, it's what He will do through me. Don't need recognition, and upon the stage, don't need award presented or someone to give me praise. It's not what I'm doing, it's what Calvary did for me. When I hear the song I'm singing, I hope your heart can see that it's not what I can do, it's what He can do through me. Jesus is my answer for every victory. When I close my eyes in prayer, it's much easier to see. It's not what I can do, it's what He can do through me. When I close my eyes in prayer, it's much easier to see. No, it's not what I can do, it's what He will do through me.
That is a great song, Jim, and I love it because it's true. It's not what I can do, but what He can do through me. And really, it's all about Him. More of Him and less of us.
Yes, yes. And I think as people will get to that point, then it helps to forget about what you're not able to do. Because God said He will equip you and what He has for you. You know, I still can't play an instrument. And at 70 years old, I don't have the time or money to go get lessons. And I used to, I think that held me back thinking I had to.
Mm-hmm.
But now I realize God's given His voice. I still have the talent, and look at all He's blessed me with, despite that. And there's guys I've sung with Pat who quit singing, who got talent just rolling off of them. They're not using it at all.
Mm.
Why? Because it was all about them and not about Him inside.
Very true. Very true.
And I was glad that Glenn Payne at the church where Jen and I got married told me, said, remember, God gave you the talent and the desire in your heart to use it. Now go do it with a servant's heart.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've been doing radio 33 years. I'm in my 34th year of broadcasting. I'm not great, but I have a passion for it. And God's given me that passion to do it. And I love it. And after all these years, He still lets me stay on the radio, which I'm very thankful for.
That's right. And that's really, that's the only way I can explain the progress I've made. I mean, and now, I mean, think of it. See, 10 years ago when I went full time, I got my first country gospel album with Donnie Sumner. I wasn't going where, but now here I'm partnered with Bev McCann. We own Nashville 37201. We own Family Friendly Entertainment. We have Positive Country Records. She has AGME Music. We're getting we just established our own Positive Country disc for our artists to send out to radio. my new song going out and video going out. Each of my artists have got new songs and videos some going out. And this is someone who didn't have the talent, what? And man would say, "Hey, you can't do anything." But when I let God come into me, He does it through me. There's nothing I can't do because He does it.
True.
And
so true.
That's what this whole album Gloves is really about, showing how God affected each part of my life that are negatives, things that come bad, whatever Satan throws at. When He's in us, that like this glove. This glove helps me to do the work, keeps mud and dirt, keeps things that might harm my hand, protects it so I can do the work safely, right? Well, God protects us by being in us and around us, so as we work, sure, we get the blessing no matter what the world throws at us.
Very true.
I was told once that we need to have the disposition of a turtle. With the hard shell, the things hit and roll off while still being soft and tender on the inside. And that's
I like that.
And that's the difference between, Jesus was described as meek. That's not weak. That means power under control, right? The freedom comes when we exercise our free will as God wants us to. Then we won't have the fear. We don't have the guilt. And we're free to just be. And we avoid problems that had come before when we weren't doing it His way.
Mm-hmm. True.
And
True.
it's just amazing.
Well, the project is called Gloves. You can get that at jimsheltonmusic.com, or if you'd like, you can go to heavenscountry.com, and you can go to the Heavens Country artist page, click on the Gloves CD, or the Gloves cover there you'll see, and it'll take you straight to his website, and you can purchase that. You can also watch the video on YouTube or heavenscountry.com. Go to Heavens Country Videos, and you'll see it there as well. 15 songs on this project. It's great. The first song you have on this is really, really good. When I plugged in the CD and listened, I'm like, wow, this is great. And the whole project is really good.
What's neat was that we're working with Mark Fain, who's many people may not know him in gospel, but Mark Fain is nobody in country music that doesn't know him. He traveled and rode with Ricky Skaggs for years and years and years. He still uses them where he travels. He's played with everybody, and he's a fantastic studio guy. Of course, he brings his, and what's nice is because I do a type of country gospel, a country style that isn't, the players don't get to play as much with all this new stuff coming in. And so they line up to come play for him with me because they know I'm going to do some good old country music, and they pray with me. I see the emotions in their playing when they're playing, and I know they play the same for no matter what, how we brought Catherine Marks who plays for Reba to do my Christmas stuff, and I don't know. She make more money with Reba, but I guarantee she didn't hold anything back from me. She gave it all.
That's a great project, by the way. Yeah, great song.
And I can see, because they're appreciating what they're playing as they read it. They hear it, and they have appreciation for good stuff. And when that does, you can kind of see, it's like saying sick them to a hound dog. They're ready to get in there and give you everything they got and create more.
Yeah, and I've seen them in sessions sometimes where they played, because you've let me come watch a couple of times in the studio and
that's fun.
Watch these guys and gals play. You're right, they get into it. They have so much fun. I mean, they're there for hours and think they're there for 5 minutes.
That's it. And they're going in with songs they've never heard. They might have got a demo. They're looking at a chart. Have you ever seen these charts? It looks like hieroglyphics on a wall.
It does.
But they come in, they play that, they'll go through, even the first time, it's not perfect, but they're playing it. The song, you hear the song. Then they go back and then it's like each layer is like, you know, I mean, I've had rough tracks that I've sung to that were better than some finished tracks I've had years ago.
Oh, I
'cause
tell
of
you,
the quality
they
of
are
the players and the engineering, you know.
Yeah.
But with that, because of Mark, he's helped create. You know, when you have 15 songs, it's hard for every song not to sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
But because I've written some with different writers, and I have different writers who contributed songs, you know, Mark gave each song like that. Gloves is kind of written in a Mel Haggard style,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And the song you're talking about, God Flies, that's in a Buck Owens style. If you can
Yeah.
hear that, you know. And that song, you're going to play it, that came out of a struggle when I was trying to get my mom, who was dealing with her dementia, not wanting to face it, that she had it. It was struggle. She was trying to fight it. And it was being a distraction while I was on tour. And God showed me that Satan was doing that. But yet God continued to minister through me as I focused on that and not focus on the stuff. And just let God help me work it out. And I was able to get Mom in a wonderful place, you know. And so I got the term of the buzzards, you know, because they don't get along with eagles. They don't like eagles. But they say if a flock of buzzards see a young eland trying to fly, they'll fly by and try and knock them out of the sky. And of course, the mom sits and watches, and if they fall, they'll swoop down and pick them back up until they're able to fly on their own. So, and it gives them escape because they can fly right to the sun, escape those buzzards that get blinded by the sun.
Because they can't see.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I keep my eyes on the SON sign. To keep my eyes off the buzzards on what God's doing, and that fits continue what I'm talking about in this album Gloves, you know.
Let's take a listen to this real quick. It's Jim Sheldon, God Flies Faster, cut number 1 off the project Gloves. Think you're going to like this one. Thanks for tuning in to Heaven's Country. Take it from the top.
On TV, young eagles learning to fly, while other types of birds try to knock 'em out of the sky. Reminds me of his life here, living for the Lord. There's always something the devil has in store. Satan likes those brothers, try to get us down. He knows our weakness, how to get to us somehow. I got news for him and them all. God flies faster than we can fall. Jesus swoops right in, keeps us on our path. Chase away those demons, always on our back. It's a different world this day, so it seems. The struggle to survive goes on constantly. Satan likes those brothers, try to get us down. He knows our weakness, how to get to us somehow. I got news for him and them all. God flies faster than we can fall. Central got creatures try to make our way. Let's let Jesus catch us, deter that devil today. Satan likes those brothers, try to get us down. He knows our weakness, how to get to us somehow. I got news for him and them all. God flies faster than we can fall. God flies faster than we can fall.
That's the positive cowboy Jim Sheldon, God Flies Faster. I love that song, but I love how it starts. You're right. That is like pure bucko ones.
Yes, sir. And when you get to work, and that's what I wanted. I'm a country singer. I love country music. I listen to that stuff. I love it. And when you listen to like some of the old stuff, the same guys, they're not all singing the same way. You can hear, how many versions can you hear of? There's a couple country songs I've heard, different versions, different people. It's the same song, but each one gives it their own feel to it, and yet, and they all reach a certain what do you call it, highness on the chart still.
Well, and back in the '90s, Conway Twitty was really famous for doing cover songs. He would sing a song that someone had previously released. We call them covers in the radio biz, and so he was well known for that. But even look at Alan Jackson. He did a couple of covers. He put his own style to it.
Yes.
And it sounded great. Just totally different, but the same song.
Yes.
And then I played a version this morning of Amazing Grace to the tune of Peaceful, Easy Feeling by the Eagles.
Oh, wow.
And the way it worked was great. It's just a different way to do it.
Yeah, wow.
But it's still Amazing Grace.
Sure it is.
And it's still, I love the way he did it. It was really cool, It's just really cool. So, yeah, it can be done and be done very well. You've done great on this project. And, again, I'm going to bring this up to those watching on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and over on Wada Gospel TV right now. The project is called Gloves by Jim Sheldon. And you can get that at his website, jimsheldonmusic.com. Those of you tuning in on King Country Radio, the website, King Country Radio, it's jimsheldonmusic.com. And you want to go over there. Or if it's easier for you to go to Heaven's Country, if that's what you used to, go to heavenscountry.com, look for the Heaven's Country artist. You will see the Gloves CD and Jim Sheldon on there. Just click on that, and that'll take you straight to his website. You can purchase this CD, Gloves.
Yes, please do.
It's definitely a great project. So you think I could talk you into maybe another live version or a live song?
Yes, I like I said, this is it's a diverse album, but I know there's one blood thread running through it. That's Jesus Christ. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And then each song is about. Like I said, the Bible, I believe, is really a book of redemption.
Oh yeah.
The first sentence, he created.
Yeah.
Created man, and then sin. The rest of the book is about his plan he already knew was going to happen about redeeming man back to him by his coming down, being himself, sacrificing himself. He already knows the end from the beginning, but he still lets it play out. And that's the way I think we should minister, to give our struggles, but also always encourage people that there's a better answer and there's rewards from God coming that we can receive now and eternally. And this next song is another different writer who God has placed in my circle. I got to meet and know Mark Lanier. I got to make the writer of the song, Woody Wright. People might know him from the Tennesseans, does a lot of Gaither. He was with Ponder Sykes and Wright. Woody Wright, great singer, great songwriter. And I got to sing with his older brother in a quartet in North Carolina. So I got acquainted with him and his music. And I've sung a bunch of his songs. In fact, this one is probably the third rendition I've done it. I brought in this album to update it. And it's talk about, the great day. And one day, no matter what's going on in the world, as bad as it is, one day we're going to be snatched up out of here. And that's what the work of God is, of get everybody possible to let him be inside them. So when God comes, take us home, we all get to go with him. And that's why every song is about my struggle, but my reward of letting God work in me to be where I am, become his positive cowboy, and be able to help other people get there. My mom's there because of my influence. My sister's there because of my influence. My Jeanette's daughter is there because of our influence. So that's what we're supposed to be. You know, if we can't do it to our families, how can we go out to others? But
Very
I've,
true.
But I've also seen lives changed, other people, strangers, in situations that I can talk about because I got allowed God to work through me as His glove and not try to fight God or do it my way.
Yeah, yeah, which we tend to do, by the
But
way.
Here's a great song I like. It's just a wonderful song. Hope you like it. This is show you the diversity of the album and the different writers, but I think if you listen to the album, you'll feel that thread that combines the whole thing into one thing about being God's called, by being saved, by being His, and then He can do whatever He chooses through you.
The prophet said there's a great day coming, long, long time ago. Years are gone by, oh my, how time flies, and this world is out of control. I'm glad I made my reservation. He's prepared a place for me. I can hardly wait as I anticipate walking on those golden streets. What a day that will be. Oh yeah. There's gonna be a great day in the morning. We'll spread the news about that homecoming day, when we see Jesus and the saints in glory. We'll get carried away. No more crying, no more dying, no more trouble or pain. There's gonna be a great day in the morning someday. Oh yeah. So many days are filled with gloom and sadness, fear and doubt set in. In the midst of it all, we stumble and fall, time and time again. One happy day that will all be over for eternity, when we enter that land that's not made by man, and the Master's face we see. What a day that will be. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a great day in the morning. We'll spread the news about that homecoming day, when we see Jesus and the saints in glory. We'll get carried away. No more crying, no more dying, no more trouble or pain. It's gonna be a great day in the morning someday. Oh yeah. A great day, a great day, a great day, a great day. It's gonna be a great day in the morning. We'll spread news about that homecoming day, when we see Jesus and the saints in glory. We'll get carried away. No more crying, no more dying, no more trouble or pain. There's gonna be a great day in the morning someday. Oh yeah. A great day, a great day.
Yeah, I think you're right. You could tell the difference on those. That's how the songs are different, and it doesn't sound the same, which is what you want in a project. You know, I heard someone years ago, they bought back then it was cassette, and they said, you know, this group, I love them, but all the songs sound the same. They didn't like the project. This is totally different. Everything is unique.
It is. It has, and that's the way. It's the only way with all the music that is out there to grab somebody, you know. And again, that way, it's not about me. Yeah, I'm singing. I went in the studio. I paid for the musicians and the producer and all that stuff, but the song's bigger than that. The message is there. And if you like the music and you're drawn in, then that message, and sometimes you hear the music, words come in, all of a sudden you're turned off. The words either are matching, or they just sound good, or they're not delivered properly. So it's all a part of that. And it's letting, again, God fill me, and I just work what He's given with me, but I give it to Him at my best. All right, God, take it from here. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
And it's amazed. And I say that because there's a lot of folks who have good hearts and good intention, but they say, well, I just sing for Jesus. But He says we're to study to improve ourselves, right? We're supposed to continue to learn His Word, to know His Word better, to affect. Well, what about the things we do? He's given us talents, right? We need to perfect those talents just as we do reading His Word, studying His Word, knowing His Word, right? So that me as a singer, I can better deliver that message, and then He, with His miracle, he takes it going even further. But I've heard some good preachers who's got good message, but their message would fall to the floor before it hits the second pew because he's got no emotion.
That's something
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's read His Word. He's truthful. And some people just have that demeanor that's kind of this wishy. And that's not who he is.
Yeah.
But again, and the preacher love him. But that's why the grove's not there, because he just doesn't doesn't draw people in. You know. And our line, I mean, how many songs, like, do you play in an hour? 40, maybe? 40, 50 songs in an hour?
I could play up to 16 in an hour if I wanted to.
Well, 16 out of 16, okay? I got to make sure within a 16, how am I going to have my one song affect people? It's got to be high quality first, and it's got to be has a purpose. And the purpose is Jesus Christ, not Jim Sheldon.
Well, you brought up a good point earlier about people going, well, I just sing for Jesus. Okay, that's great, but we need to give it 100%, because a lot of times, and I've seen this in Christian circles a lot, people go, well, I'm doing it for God. It's okay. If I mess up, He won't mind. Well, we're talking to a dying world here.
Yeah.
And if we don't give our best, because Christ gave His best for you, He died for you.
Mm-hmm.
When He died on the cross, He died for you so that you might live eternally with Him in heaven. I mean, He gave it all. Why can we not be willing to give all of our talents to Him and say, Lord, this is for you, and I will make sure that I do the best that I can with each song, or if you're radio, each broadcast, or if you're a promoter, each promotion that I do, or songwriter, each song that I write, I will give my best. And I get tired of people going, well, it's okay if I mess up because, God really doesn't care about perfection. That's not the issue. We're here to give our best because He gave His best. Amen?
It's true, because, in my circles, I work with the school, I knew when I was starting that I had a lot of work to do. I didn't have time to go get private lessons or buy instruments, but by getting involved with the school, I got proper instructions, and people on call to every now and then, and gave me things to go home and work with, to hone my craft, you know. And I would hear and see groups that have good potential, and I would suggest it because I got better with it. I got to learn things I didn't know about. I got to learn things that I was doing that was distracting. I wouldn't have known without, somebody. When you sit there in your church family or whatever loving you, clapping no matter what you do, that's encouraging. But if you want to get better, I need to hear, hey, Jim, I don't know how much you were listening, but you missed that second word, or we didn't hear you there, whatever. And it helps me. I don't mind that, because I need to correct that. My wife got great ears. Every now and then, so, you were off that last night. Oh, really? Was it? I go back and listen. you know. And so I would suggest, and they say, "What are you saying? We can't sing?" I said, "They take it as insult. No, I hear you're good potential. Here's some people, professionals who are doing it all the time, who can help you get better, be even better at what you do.
Yeah.
And that way you have fun doing it. You know,
It's true.
I mean, I've been in these groups where certain song we couldn't sing because one of the singers I just can't do it tonight. I just don't whatever. You know, well that's okay. But professionally, you got to be able to sing whenever. You know, that means you got to work your craft all the time.
Yeah, bring your A game, and you're right. You know, it's not to criticize and tell you you're terrible. It's just that I love the line in the movie Top Gun. When he's talking to the guys, these pilots. You guys think you're the best? We're gonna make you better. And yeah, you're good. But we're gonna make you better. And I think of that verse as iron sharpens iron. And you know that's really what it is. It's not to criticize or tear you down or tell you you're awful. It's just if we work together and hone your craft and challenge each other in a way that glorifies God, man, we all grow.
Yeah, and it's really where I, through working different studios I work with, different groups and stuff, and how money and foreign things get in the way, and yet there hasn't been a long time of things to help newer artists get better.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're out there doing it, trying to, and that's what ACGMA is about, right?
That is,
and that's what I like about ICGMA. It's about encouraging each other, getting stronger with each other, help us all improve ourselves, and it makes the whole industry better, which makes people want to listen, and so that's why when I did my label, I basically just didn't want to stop being independent. I want to have a purpose, a name behind it. People, if you're out there, people are more leery. But if they see a foundation, probably comes your records, that sounds like you're really doing it. You're not faking it fly by night.
Yeah.
And I prayed I didn't want to be someone who tried to steer. I want send me folks who are already kind of there. They kind of know, just need that help with someone to come in and record without any pressure on their own and still be themselves. Have someone like Mark or Steve to direct them who do that all the time in their own stuff, to give them the platform to be able to get better, because sometimes artists get kind of disappointed, and because the industry is a competitive thing, that some studios can't afford to bring in someone new. It's callous, but some they have to filter through. They can't just bring anybody because they have a reputation, they have a quality to try to reach, and so we have to understand those things, right? And that costs money, whatever. And the thing is, if you spend $5,000 on something, it's gonna be a different way if you're disappointed with what you got, or if you really love what you got and it does you better, then the money or whatever you spent is more worth it, and it gives you encouragement rather than disappointment. And so we have artists we don't that have already kind of come accomplished on their own. With our freedom, we just give them a way to really excel, take away the things that might hold them back,
Yeah,
And
makes
so
sense.
that's the whole what I've learned when I've grown with gloves is to help
Yeah.
other people, because God needs all His army available.
Yeah,
you
oh
know?
yeah.
And He wants us all, because we're all covered different areas. There are circles I go to that other people can't go to, and vice versa. So,
Yeah.
but if we can help each other in our own, then we do greater good.
Absolutely. We grow together. The project called Gloves, and it's off Positive Country Records. On the back, you'll see the Positive Country Records seal there. And it's got 15 great hits. You can get this at his website, jimsheltonmusic.com, or go to heavenscountry.com. Go to the HC Artists tab, and you can click on that picture and purchase that CD today. Strongly encourage that. I'm going to play one song off here that I love. It's my favorite, and you tied right into it, Jim. You really did. The song is called "These Are My People." It's a Johnny Cash song. Does a great job on this. Jim Sheldon, the Positive Cowboy, on the Heavens Country Radio Network, now on iHeartRadio.
These are my people. This is the land where my forefathers lie. These are my people. In brotherhood we're heirs of a creed to live by. A creed that proclaims by loved ones bloodstained. This is my land, and these are my These are my people. They were born on and lived by the land. These are my people. Their cities were raised by hard-working hands. Their faces to tell they're holding on well to this their land. Yes, these are my These are my people. These are the ones who reach for the stars. These are my people. By the light of the earth, you can tell they're ours. A new step to take, a new day will break. With this my land, yes, these are my people. A new step to take, and a new day will break. With this my land, yes, these are my people. These are my people. These are my people.
These are my people. That is the Positive Cowboy, Jim Sheldon. Let me turn that down so I don't echo as much. It's like step inside my head. What's going on? What?
You're beside yourself.
The project is called Gloves by Jim Sheldon. You can get that at jimsheldonmusic.com. It's off Positive Country Records. It's got 15 great hits on here that you will love. And, man, I want to thank you for coming and being in the studio with me today. It's good to see you, buddy.
Good to be here. Thank you so much. And thanks for playing my music. Appreciate it. And
Oh, yeah.
God has grown us both together over
Yeah.
the last 13 years. I think
Yeah.
it is now. So
14 now.
14 now.
14.
Yeah. 14 years.
Yeah.
Know.
When we first met, it was in Colorado Springs. He had a small van. It was a high-top van.
And you had a little
And
closet.
I had a little closet for a studio.
I said, "Where is he?" "Oh, broom closet. Here he is." All
I
right.
know. It was so small, you could touch the walls.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Stretch your
yeah.
arms out, touch the wall.
Yeah.
But, God has grown this, and he's grown your ministry, and now we're on iHeartRadio.
And now we're an hour apart from each other. It's like,
I know, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
And it's just amazing. In fact, he used to tease me, when I moved out here. He goes, "Oh, you're stalking me." I'm like, "Ah, ha, ha, yeah." Well, then he moved about 45 minutes from me. I'm like, "Well, who's stalking who?"
I said, checkmate.
Checkmate. Hey, again, thank you for being here. God bless you, my friend, and it's good to have you in the studio. Stop by anytime, man. We're neighbors.
We'll do this again, and all. But I hope you'll like the song. I think you're gonna play it again if we go off.
Yep.
Again, go watch the video. We put a lot to it, and I'm really blessed. All our videos have done well. I really think this one will be the best quality I've put out, and so I wanted to affect people. So I love to watch and see comments from people, Facebook or wherever. Let me know what you like about it and how God is working in your life, because that helps me to continue to keep doing what I do.
It's a great video. Go check it out, JimSheltonMusic.com. You can catch it on YouTube. You can catch it on Heaven's Country on the video page. And you can also catch his music there on the Heaven's Country artist page, Jim Sheldon Gloves, or go to JimSheltonMusic.com. And we're going to wrap it up. Thanks again for being here. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. Goodbye.
Awesome. Let's wrap it up. Here he is, Jim Sheldon, with a song called Gloves, the title cut to the project, Gloves, on the Heavens Country Radio Network. Get this project today, JimSheldonMusic.com. You'll be glad you got it. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Heavens Country. Take it from the top.
I don't wanna waste the future, don't wanna waste today. Every hour lost is too high price to pay. These 50 cents